Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Maincast Autumn Brawl English coverage. That's right, English coverage here in the studios in Ukraine.
Wait,
Hello,
which?
one
English?
more. English.
English.
English. Do not go full Russian devour me, all right? We need to keep this understandable for the viewers.
I'm in the wrong studio, my friend.
Should we just shuffle your chair across to the next one? Is that
Yeah,
what we're doing?
I definitely need to do that.
They don't let us out of this chair, so we're kind of stuck in them. But no, an amazing feat from Team Spirit. Well, I say amazing feat. You know, the draft looked potent. They
executed it.
Yeah, you can't
It was
fault.
potent, and then they executed it like to the fullest potential. It was great. Like, what an amazing way to start our casts, actually. A Rampage from Anti-Mage. And now, Rampage from Anti-Mage.
Look at you with the rhymes on
The
time,
rhyme?
and now we're straight into this one, and look what we got
Bosnian
here.
rhymes.
Guys, it is something, do you know what I call these guys? The happy guys, you know what I refer to them as? They're the Cinderella stack.
Cinderella.
Right.
All right.
And they'll be looking to see if they can make a Cinderella story come true, as they are, these are the best of ones, right? Up against NoPango, which, of course, quite a few names we will know of there. You got Slayer, Ghostic.
Everyone is known pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much by this point. Siler's probably like the less known, I'd say, but he's still relatively well known.
Yeah, all of these players have been playing in the Tier 2, Tier 3 scenes, and they've been casters as well, like Cinderan. So they're all really good.
Going from Tier 1 to...
No, I mean, Cinderan, to be honest, is one of my favorite players, a really smart guy, and his drafts are always on point, for me at least. And
he's amazing.
I'm just... We discussed... We actually talked about you, Cinderan. We love you, bro. And we talked about how unlucky he was with these teams. He forms a team, he brings new players to the scene, and then they abandon him and they go and find a different place in a Tier 1 team. And
like they abandon Sin Daddy, right?
Yeah,
Well,
Sin
like,
Daddy gets
don't get me
abandoned.
wrong, your kids are meant to grow up and they're meant to go off to college and everything else, but you gotta remember your parents at home. You gotta send them greetings cards, you gotta send them love. But Sind, man, he's done a different thing here. If you look at the stack, right, you got Illidan in there, all right, another well-known development name, and then of course Afromush upcoming player, Boogie as well, been around for quite a while.
Boogie and Afromush, yeah, they've been around for quite a while. However, Illidan, well, Illidan has been around forever. He has been around forever, basically. That's the
He's the
best way
true
to
father
put it.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not even Sin.
Yeah, definitely. Like he's the. All right, I'm not gonna go there, man. It's gonna sound kinky. It's
All right,
gonna
let's not get in that direction. Let's get
it's
onto the
gonna
fact.
sound way too kinky. Anyways, let's talk about the draft a bit.
You
brought me here, right?
There's no ban or pick on Pangolier. I'm confused about what we're waiting for.
No, that's a debate. That's basically a debate. Like no Pangolier, like.
No,
everyone has to
because
ban
remember
it.
No Bounty Hunter? They had to have Bounty Hunter banned
They
against them
did
because they were too good with it.
Yeah, that's it. They want to bait the Pango ban, but no one bans Pango.
So they picked Pango finally, right? That's what we're gonna see. This isn't an ogre offlane. This is a silencer mid.
We're not gonna see a Pango.
Sadly, no.
Let's just
that's an
forget
offlane
about
ogre.
that.
That's definitely an offlane ogre.
However, in this draft, what has Sin Daddy brought to us? He brought us a Phoenix with his Christmas eggs. He brought us Axe and an Undying. What do you think about this opening? I think it's honestly legit.
It's like you look at it straight away and you go, who's doing what?
I mean, what do you mean? Phoenix is flying around.
Well,
dealing
yeah,
damage.
he's flying around, but like, what's your role here? Because you know what, Envy has cursed the entire scene now with going.
With
Is that an
position
Axe 5? Is that an Axe 5? Is that an Undying offlane? Is that a Phoenix 5? I'm confused.
We're gonna find out. I don't think Cinderan is
He's
really
not happy
Envy
with that,
level of a drafter.
This should be a POS. I want to say 4 Phoenix because
No,
I don't like 4 Undying. I
Look,
think it's terrible.
I think it's gonna be 4 Phoenix. It's gonna be Cinderan on the Undying. The offlane Axe. Weaver can go mid or safe lane, most likely safe lane. And then in the end, we're gonna have their last pick for mid. However, like they have so many good combinations here. You have the Axe with the blink call after the egg to secure that egg from ever being destroyed. You have the Undying that's actually a very complementary pick to the Phoenix because the Phoenix is not the strongest laner, but then you put that Undying in that draft, basically a hero that can win any lane that you put him on. And it's also decent versus the Ogre Magi, who has been picked. However, the Ogre Magi has also been picked with the Silencer. And Silencer is one of the best heroes to play versus Phoenix. He's actually not even that shabby versus Axe. You have the pure damage with the glaives. You also have the constant spam of Arcane Curse, which has been nerfed a little bit, right?
The mana cost, yeah.
Yeah, the mana cost, but it's still strong. And we have the Dark Willow in the end, which makes me think, is this another Ogre core or is this a Dark Willow core? Or maybe even the Silencer. It can go either way.
I'm telling you,
they're giving us nothing.
Right? We're in 2014. 2 good plays the game a lot still.
I mean, honestly, they're giving us nothing right now.
They are. They're
Nothing.
keeping it very subtle. This is what we like to see. This is what we see typically. Usually it's around the 3rd pick is when things start to get revealed. And both teams have done a very good job of hiding that. Because like I said, it is Sind, all right? Now, you never know. He's one of those EU masterminds. He could come out with the POS 5 Weaver.
He is Sind, you never know.
You never
really,
know.
man?
He might be on the next level plays. He might have, maybe he's been in a Discord group of Envy typing up, and they've been Fury crafting together. Like, hey, we're never going to clash before we reach the land. So why don't we share strategies?
Some drafters group, right? You know, I wish that.
Is that a thing?
No, it's not. However, Troll versus the Phoenix actually really nice. Versus the Weaver, it can work on the lane. You're decent. You're most likely not going to be matched versus Weaver. However, they might do that because he's also decent versus Axe. He dishes out a lot of that physical damage early on. So,
but stop.
But stop.
4th position Troll. Calling it. Now, you know, I actually tested that. I tested that. The Orb of Venom, the slow
What do you mean you tested that? You played that in my game.
And we won.
Yeah, definitely, because of that Troll.
Come on, right? That was a few years back. People thought that got patched out because there was troll support a few years back with the Orb of Venom. Because basically, for those that don't know, is you throw your axe and then you switch to melee and it applies the melee slow.
There was a Weaver support, there was a Troll support, there was a Phantom Assassin support. Everything used to be a support. However,
hey, we're getting back to that.
We see a Kunkka ban, which makes me think
this is
Brood isn't banned. And there we go.
It's gone straight away. Like, we're not falling for that one. But the Pugna final pick, not bad against these heroes so far.
Yeah, Pugna is decent. It's all right. The Weaver might become a bit problematic, but I think Pugna is one of those heroes that's really strong in the current state of the game, and I like that pickup. It also blocks the Necro pick, which is also decent, and overall I like it. Why not? It gives you some pushing power to this team. You already have the Troll, but with the Pugna you have some magic damage, some pushing power.
So this should be probably the Pugna mid by the looks of it.
I'm not the biggest fan of playing Pugna versus, let's say, a Phoenix or an Axe, but it should be fine.
It's not too bad. You're pretty fast. And I like that here.
You do, don't you? You like that?
You know, we'll think. Oh, damn right. I do. We'll think about it. Look at the heroes he's up against, right?
Yeah.
If you pick something elusive for a start, Troll. If you can kite a Troll, you don't care. Like this hero is very squishy.
Definitely. If you kite him out and you just hit him from distance, you get out. The problem is he going to be able to do that? Because there are some ways of controlling him. You have the Slayer Silencer, which is going to be that position 5, it seems. The Zayats is going to be the position 4 on the Dark Willow. And we have another Ogre offlane. Position 3 Ogre, guys. Twice in a row now.
Seems to be becoming a little bit of a thing. But you know what? I have faith in the end. But it's Illidan, right? Now, this is the concern. It's like Illidan is an interesting one to watch because while he's not kind of like your style-making mids or safe laners of today. He's true to the carry kind. But what I've noticed is this man has incredible instincts, right? Like almost like pigeon instincts for detecting ganks. He sees them coming a mile off.
Pigeons detect ganks?
Pigeon instincts. Bird instincts, okay?
What kind of instinct is that? I always see a cat catching a pigeon.
I mean, okay, physics alone prevent us from escaping there.
All
what do lizards do? They just exist on walk.
Lizards?
Come on.
Wait, I didn't say anything about lizards. They're just like...
I mean, you came after me, I'm going to come after you. And they're going to go after each other in this game. The Ember especially, like I think that's going to be crucial to the strategy for the side of Happy Guys.
Definitely.
It's that mid-game bridger. So we're probably going to see someone like a Yules pick up to negate the silencer.
He has to. He has to get rid of the control, be it by Yules or Lotus or something like that. BKB not really optimal, so Manta is also a possibility. It's good versus Dark Willow too. It's not really an item that you see a lot on Ember, and probably he's gonna go for that Yules. That's the most classic.
It's more easy item to pick up. I mean, we sometimes do see BKB.
It's a standard approach, right?
I think we occasionally do see BKB. I think mid one was one of the biggest advocates for it in the mid lane because, of course, it just allows you to aggress hard, but that's around the Flame Guard build. So I think the biggest catch is, are we going to see a Flame Guard or a Sleight of Fist build? If we see a Sleight of Fist, it's probably going to be a Maelstrom Rush into a Yules.
He actually destroyed my team with that mid one with the BKB. We played versus them. We won versus Secrets. We won the first game. The second game, he just bought that BKB on Ember, and we could never catch him. It's just
tough subject for him. But
Embers with BKBs, please send me now.
come on, he takes it next level. You remember TI? He was building BKB into Heaven's Halberds, which isn't bad here.
When are
with
we
the
gonna see
troll.
your meteor hammer, man, on Ember?
Okay, I'm a
When's
big,
that happening?
only when you play it offlane. All right, Ember offlane. I'm cool. Give it a few months, we'll be there.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be there.
Oh yeah, I made Ursa calls last year, and that got there.
I mean, Ursa can work. Ember, however, a little bit stranger, let's say. Just a little tiny little bit.
UK Dota, we bring our own little spices to the mix. But
All right.
I mean, who's drafting?
Your
like,
spices, all right. Yeah, sure.
we
UK
import.
Dota.
I mean,
UK Dota, all right.
oh yeah, I'll have you know, the curry is a national dish of the UK. All right.
Of course it is.
We adopt the best
why
of the world.
not?
The
Just
best of the world.
Adopt everything, and you need to adopt some Dota players because you've got none, bro. Like do you have someone that I'm unaware of?
No. So okay, let me explain this. What we do is we try and dominate the casting industry because then, right, we can usually get invites pretty easy. At the same time, when we turn up to an event, we're not butthurt when we get beaten by mid-one's Ember. We're just happy we saw a good showing.
Thank you for that. Thanks for that comeback.
Look at that. Look at that. Tears as much as the
I
fountain
did
has fallen
not
here.
deserve that. I did not. I already reminded myself of that loss. I did not deserve that as well. It was even a qualifier, like semi-finals.
The tears.
The tears
like the
keep
fountain.
on falling. Yeah, just like the tears of all the UK kids that don't have a representative in the Dota scene. Feels bad, man.
I thought that was the tears of salty Bosnian players.
And here we go.
Here
there
we go.
The first
Omelet's
tag.
being flipped. Aframush is on the move already. And this is going to be, of course, that Phoenix supporting the Axe in the offlane as we were anticipating, which does leave the Weaver. Now, this is the thing. You could leave Weaver alone, but you could use because you use the Undying in the mid lane as well. There's flexibility.
You could just put Undying anywhere that you need him. I don't think it's
not good here because it's not a strength here, right? Like I always argue, Undying's value, you're looking for not just the health mitigation, it's the fact that you're taking damage away from strength
exactly.
heroes.
When you're decaying a strength strength hero, you're also taking their damage, so that's kind of good. Overall, naive, starting with the 6 tangos, salve, and what do you think about this lane? If Undying stays here, like, there's no way they contest this bounty. Undying is one of... I mean, there's an Ogre on the other side, but Undying definitely takes the cake when it comes to the strongest bully, you know, right at the first minute.
He's going to hunt the Ogre wherever he is. So I think you just accept the Ogre is going to have a little bit of a rough lane, which is weird to say of an Ogre in the first place. But I think that's one of the big resurgences. Undying was being picked for a while, and teams, they couldn't really make it work as effectively as they could a few months earlier. But suddenly Ogre now being picked not only as a support, but now as a core. You just thumbs up, you pick it, you go, okay, I'm going to ruin his lane every day.
It's so good versus Ogre. Oh, Slayer.
Kaiser, can he get it? Okay, no, he tried snake in the back, he didn't get it, Slayer did pick it up. And he takes a lot of damage as well, which is not what a Weaver wants.
Silencer is kind of also pretty decent versus Weaver, we didn't really touch on that.
He's actually going to have to burn the TP here as well.
Nah, he's fine. Maybe he goes there because of...
Actually, no, he can make it back with the Shikuchis, but we have no mana is the problem.
Yeah, I don't think this is great for him. He's going to be out of mana, out of regen. Well, he's going to waste some regen, and he's going to be late for that first creep wave.
And look at the mid creep wave. Already a win for Sylar here, because, of course, you want to pull that forward towards you. The advantage you have as a melee hero is you can tank the creep wave in harassment battles better. But the creep wave is closer to your opponent's tower. There's not really much room to just harass.
Look at Boogie, he's just going back.
This is between the tier 2 and the tier 3. But this is a problem in that Aframush is going to suffer on levels, right? Like Phoenix is a very XP dependent support or core.
Oh, yeah, he's getting something here at least. He's not going to get his level 2 from these creeps. Cinderan? He's so tanky though. A decay after the decay.
Yeah, Zayats can't afford to get close to this. The slaps hurt a little bit too much. And oh, there's the first blood on the Phoenix in the top lane. And you know what? Bets down. It's looking about even between these two. People feel these guys are matched up, and that's fair. Like, when you think about the players we've got on each side.
Definitely.
Vega and Empire representatives, and you've got, of course, TI casters alongside old Empire.
Yeah, they're so well matched. Like, this should be a really interesting game. And that first blood, I mean, you have to expect that, to be honest, because Boogie just took the creeps away. And, I mean, Phoenix has nothing to do on top. I mean, he should have, I don't know, just left, I suppose. Boogie?
Boogie's playing a very old style of offlane here.
Like 6 months back or even further back, right?
Yeah, where like you pick Underlord and you're like, okay, I'm going to get double value by going to a creep camp.
And then, yeah, Slayer, he can harass him from like far away, but he can't get close to him. Illidan is also...
He's being roughed up pretty... Oh no! He just salved! He could not dodge with a slight fist. Sylar read that perfectly. This is a huge loss for him.
That was so great for the Pugna. That was just the best thing that could have happened to him there. As Aframush with the Slayer just messing with him. Doesn't have that dive.
Boogie's getting low. Meanwhile, Kazar getting low on the bot lane as well, but he does have his salve, unlike his comrade in the mid lane. And that is a big deal here, because the mid is a matchup one-on-one, not very often interceded by any support.
Slayer has no mana.
He's done. No escaping this. Aframush will just run him down while Boogie farms the creep wave. Slayer, goodbye, good sir. Aframush ensuring gets the final hit. Sylar actually almost dies to Illidan in the mid lane. But this is no points in the slide into the chain, so he can't chase.
No chains, and he realizes that and just ports out, which is not so good for him though, because now you're in base. Yeah, you're fast, but wait.
But you TP'd out is the problem.
He TP'd out mid.
Oh wait, yeah, he went back mid. So yeah, he did have the salve to burn up.
I was fooled by the colors.
But to be honest, in this scenario, it's actually quite awkward for Illidan because he was forced to take a point in Sleight of Fist, where typically you take the Searing Chains.
Yeah, of course you want Searing Chains. You want that interrupt. You want another way of catching up to someone. And yeah, sadly enough, he doesn't get that Pugna there.
They're pressuring Kazar pretty well, but Zayat's taking a lot of damage as well. He's going to stun him up. Kazar, one more tap will get him. Zayat will stay alive. The DD pickup ensures that they get the kill and don't give it over. Meanwhile, top, Slayer. This is the problem, Pigna Sansa. You can run at people, but how do you run away? Not very quickly, and as a result, Boogie will just run you down, spin for the win. Aframush going to be silenced up. Naive trying to move through. He needs one more tap, he'll get it. Now it's a one-on-one here, but Boogie, the spins do scare away Naive.
Yeah, at the same time, Pugna got a kill on Illidan mid, so this is not looking great for Illidan, man. Like that Ember, first the Sal, now he dies even. It's looking rough for him, honestly. Very, very rough. Like on the bottom lane, we thought that this Undying might be able to stand up to the Ogre, to the big bully, right? He's gonna stand up for his little Weaver and protect him. But that hasn't really been the case either, so far at least. They're struggling on these lanes.
There's a problem. Willow, quite potent, actually forcing you out, just controlling you up, means the Undying can't run in and harass you as you'd like to.
You can't even trade hits with her because she hits you and runs away, and her attack animation is just so good. You can't. The only thing that you can do is decay, but she doesn't care because she has her Shadow Realm. She just carries away.
I feel like this Phoenix pick is suffering to find a place.
Yeah.
Right, Boogie's style of playing on this offlane is not supporting of a Phoenix pick at all.
I mean, look at it this way. Dual lanes where...
mid lane. That's the move you want though. The life drain's going to come out. Sylar.
Is it though?
Illidan.
Is it
Illidan, he's dead!
That's not the move! Oh, they get him.
Got the 6, meanwhile on the bot lane, the Curse Crown out, a lot of damage, and we'll stun him up, finish him off. Kazar, the final tap is there. And this is going disastrously for the side of Happy Guys right now.
Yeah, they aren't really doing all too well, to say the least, on these lanes. That Pugna counter kill as well. Like we talked about this, like Phoenix, he just cannot find his place. It's very hard for him, because Phoenix, he brings damage to the table, but that's it, a little bit slow from diving, not much else.
Boogie being chased on too, Naive, who wants some vengeance for the damage that was done. The Will
Phoenix
Axe comes out. Phoenix is going to soar in, needs to be careful though. Boogie getting low. Aframush, the final tap might be there. Naive moves forward. The Whirling Axis, the final hit will connect. And meanwhile, bot, Cinderan's gone.
They bring a third hero. Bloodshed. They're just dying everywhere. It's not the way. I mean, Phoenix, he's not the best laning support, definitely. But the way they set up these lanes is so weird. If Boogie is going to creep skip, why do you even have the Phoenix there? There's nothing for him to do.
It feels like they picked that early and then... Well, no, because the Axe was the second pick. This wasn't... Ah, damn, we're at the end of the draft. I don't know what we're going to do with this. This was a very early decision.
Yeah, they planned this all along. And this Troll, like later on, he's actually a really good counter to Phoenix because of the bonus attack speed from his ultimate. So it's not looking great for Sinstack so far.
It's like typically in this scenario, we look at the XP difference between different roles, and the mid is the big one right now. 2 levels ahead for the Pugna.
Yeah, just 2 levels.
Just 2, it's not that many, but it's the mid lane, right? We've seen their attempts to gank it. It hasn't worked out. It's very hard for Happy Guys to reset that. Meanwhile, the bot lane, Shadow Realm's going to be there. A lot of damage done. Sin trying to heal up. The Swarm's going to come out, and Ghostic. He might get a dove here, Kazar. No, the pause, the pause.
We're going to see a pause.
He now has time to sit and reflect on whether he wants to pursue that one further.
Yeah, there's no way. So basically, the only reason why Weaver could pursue him there is if the bug was still latched, so that the minus armor is kicking in. But now that he has all his armor back and the tower does not have a target to attack, but anyone but Weaver. So
look at that magnificent plumage.
Yeah. I mean, Phoenix is one of my favorite heroes, by the way. He's so
can you
majestic. Majestic. No, I can't.
Can you do a Phoenix voice?
You can do it.
No, go on. You do it.
You do it.
It's just
I'm just gonna do it.
it's like a caw. You know, that'll do.
Alright.
See, I'm teaching. You
Alright.
become it. Honestly, you'll be able to bait the Phoenix.
I'm only
into
doing
any
this because
caw.
we're not on the camera, by the way. The production is on point here.
Can you do an Ogre Magi? That's the question.
You can, definitely.
Ogre Magi.
Ogre Magi.
No, you can.
That was Michael
be
Jackson's
this head.
from
You
South.
can- Right, you be the dopey voice. I'll be this voice.
And I'll be this.
Oh, that's good. How you doing? Just checking out some capital.
Who said that?
Me? You dum dum.
Wait, that's Techies.
You're getting your lines mixed up, but man, look at this beautiful map.
It's so pretty.
I'm sure there's plenty of people
Do
flaming.
we really, like, how many times do we go and watch the map and
That's not-
appreciate the
what's that?
art?
Dude,
This-
that looked like an
this-
Enigma ripoff or something,
No.
or Spectre. No, it's the Bramble
Brambles,
maze.
brambles, yeah, but the colors are very much alike.
I won't lie.
I won't
That was
lie.
unexpected.
I won't lie.
Yeah,
A little bit of
lie.
Scotty lad.
Aye.
A,
You do the
Scottish
accents.
hero that actually gets picked.
You do the accents, I'll do the Slavic one, and that's it. Nothing more.
So-
it's good enough.
To think about the game a little bit, right now we're in the scenario where Axe is doing decently,
Yeah, X might be.
the deciding factor.
Yeah, X is always one of those heroes. Like if you give him a lot of space and he gets few huge pickoffs, like it can definitely swing their way. Also, with an axe, you don't really have to go for a dagger first, but usually you don't want to. But in this game, man, he might even have to. He might be forced to get that dagger as
That's
soon
the
as
thing.
possible. You don't ever want it, but let's
Stuns
see.
to the bot lane. Kazar. Uh-oh, he can't run this one off. He's going to die. Sin does get a double steal in the decay, but to what end? He just has to run. Actually, Sin up. They're going to go for this.
Run,
The Fireblast's
Sin.
going to come out. Going to tap onto him. Poor little Sin, run for the high hills, but the Ignite's going to come out, slow him down enough. He's going to turn around for the
The
double decay.
decay.
Zayat staying up with the Cursed Crown is going to trigger. And Sin, he
Over
might
here.
fall here. The Shadow Realm, Zayat is fine. They'll get the kill, but now Zayat will die. Kazar gets a little bit of vengeance, but you should hope so for how much they were skirting the line there.
I mean, 160 gold for the position 5 Slayer or 300 gold for your carry. I think you're pretty fine with that trade, definitely. However, Ghostic with his level 6 now and the multicast, he can blow them up so easily. They have to be careful versus the soldier.
That's why he has the rain drop already. He's like, I'm not taking any goddamn chance to this lane. I know how this ends.
The Bloodlust as well, I really haven't talked about that. That's also an additional way of helping versus the versus the Fire Spirits. Man, it's looking rough for them right now, but that axe is definitely keeping up at least. The axe is there. He has to be the deciding factor for his team. He has to carry them, like piggyback them a little bit at least.
And he's going to try for it. The spins come out. Naive immediately with the well axes. There's some red as well. They're throwing everything at this troll, but it's not going to be enough. Boogie has to run for the high hill. The Curse Crown will trigger. But left in the back foot, Afromush will fall. The stun's going to come out. Fire Blast. Ghostic moving forward. He wants this kill on the Boogie. The instant TP out, knowing that it's safe though.
Yeah, that Vanguard was definitely the correct option. I suppose if you're caught without that and you get multicasted, you just disappear. And then you have a hero that's the most farmed on your team just dying from a few spells, which is definitely not where you want to be.
Could have been much worse for the side of NoPango there.
They gave Slayer a little bit of wiggle room on the offlane now to get some experience, to get that global as soon as possible. Everything they're doing so far.
Mid lane, they're going again on the sideline. They don't have the control, but the Remnant to break through. This time, Illidan will not fall for the same trick twice.
All right, that was good. They definitely needed that kill. Ghostic.
No, he's not going to pursue that. He's not feeling that ball.
It's very hard for him to do it. Like, all alone, lonesome, he can't really get these kills unless he procs all the multicast. By the way, Arcane Boots, Aquila, good build.
Regen's nice, and Boogie, Def not so nice. Going to chase onto him here. The Will Axe is coming out. Naive doing a lot of damage. The bash is going to be there. The call comes out.
Yeah, he
Boogie,
turned
he has
it.
no choice. He has to
Spin,
turn around the
little
spin.
guy, spin.
Spin for your life, but he can't quit.
Oh.
Oh! He was about to cave his skull in, but the sight was broken.
Yeah, Naive played that
Mid
really
lane.
well.
Are they going to go for this? Decrepify's going to come out. No, they uses the Remnant, trying to move forward. Needs to be careful here, but now he has no
He
slight
has
fist.
Remnants.
Yeah, Remnant is back.
It was very unlikely that they're going to kill him, just force him out of the lane so that Sailor can go in and spam his stuff. That's it. Nether Blast.
He has to actually take that tower soon. We're almost 10 minutes in, the tower's still standing. This is not what you want as a partner.
Yeah, as a
had dominant
partner,
start.
you want to already be on your second tower. You want to be on another lane, pushing it in. Because at this minute 10 mark, Tome spawns, and because of that, one of the supports is going to have his huge ult up. And then when you push, you're risking fighting versus that support, which can be
We're
harder.
going to Sailor again, trying to body block him in. He's going to move forward here, but Kazan needs to be careful. Decrepify comes out. He's forced to use the time lapse. Doesn't want to risk it.
They also forced port from the Ogre, so yeah, a time lapse for that port, which forced the Ogre away from the lane, and the Weaver with the time lapse gets there a bit easier. So overall, kind of a even trade, I think.
He's gonna go for this. Swarm's gonna come out. Just got silence. He
Oh,
may have been
why did
baited
you
into
do that?
Decrepify. He's dead.
Oh man.
Slayer baits him perfectly in there.
Oh, and the tip. Oh, that tip. And
Well
the
earned
applause.
tip,
Well
I'd say.
played.
That's being chased onto in the top lane. The call's going to come out. Boogie staying on top of him here. The Sunray as well. Looks like they'll find a little bit of vengeance, but that is a support for a call. And you cannot justify that cost.
Yeah, Axe is actually one of the... Axe and Phoenix are actually really good versus Dark Willow. I love that combination because Phoenix, all of his spells are basically AoE, and you can deal with Willow very well with that. At the same time, Axe, if he gets to call her, she can't hide in her little shadow realm, so that's kind of pretty neat.
How condescending. Are you hiding in your little shadow realm?
Hello there.
Speaking to Willow like she's a small child.
Yeah, I mean, we have this kid skeleton pushing your towers, and we have the kid Willow hiding in the
Like, what's the
shadow realm.
Wasn't the backstory is like eternally like an undead 8-year-old or something? It's a very dark story.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
most
know
of the
what
story is dark.
stories you watched.
Dark things about to happen in the mid lane. They might turn around naive here. Sunray coming out. Terrorize is available if Zayats needs it. But they're just happy to keep their tower alive. That's their goal. Meanwhile, on top, that tower not so lucky. Kazar pushing in here.
Caustic with the Bloodlust on the tower, just forcing the Weaver out.
He's in deny range as well.
They'll get that tower. They'll deny it most likely now and move on.
But tower controls are even right now, and that's the most important thing to highlight because when you look at the side of Happy Guys,
Look at Boogie just solo shrining.
how rude!
How rude.
How dare you do that to his team? Aframoosh, there's a Bedlam available, but no, moved forward a little bit too soon. He's fine. So down tanky. Zayats needs to back up, but Aframoosh, he'll be able to soar away. Close call. Synderen does actually drop the tombstone.
Synderen?
They might actually look for an egg opportunity here. They're thinking about it. But Axe disarmed. The life drain's going to go out. Boogie not willing to go pop, though. He'll stay alive.
A little bit of
A mid.
Oh.
Global Silence just got used for that.
Naive
Now he
is
needs
there.
to move across right now. He won't be able to put out enough damage. Illidan, he's got the Rem to get away. No, there it is. No, why did he do that?
What?
No!
What?
Illidan! He's baiting, it's fine.
No,
Oh, the Shadow
he's
Realm
gone.
Zayat snipes him out. What are you doing, Illidan?
Illidan? Why, good sir? Why would you do that? Why do you do this to us?
Master strategies?
It's the strategy. Feed them so you can get more comeback goal. That's what it is.
But of course, I
Of
can't believe
course,
we
man.
missed that.
Look at these two spammers on the top lane. Ogre just bloodlusting and the other one just nether blasting.
Meanwhile, on the side, a different
to deal with.
spammer of a different kind. Zayat's is on the hunt for another target. Problem is, both these are strength heroes. The Bedlam's not quite enough to kill them.
But he is rotating behind and forcing that Phoenix to run deeper into the woods.
They're going to try and cut him off here, going around both sides. Oh, they don't look in the center, though.
They do get the tower, so they're kind of fine with that.
Oh, he is. Aframoosh just trying to aggress a little
He's
bit.
just-
They can't set up. They're pushing on the mid lane, though.
He's just saying goodbye, that's all. That's
I mean-
Phoenix, just saying goodbye.
This is worthwhile if they now get the mid tower, though, because the mid tower, the most important one of these
Are they
tier
going to
ones.
get it? The Ogre is porting in.
They want to stop this. The tombstone does get dropped and reveals Gostic standing here. But now Sin says, wait, don't kill my tombstone. That's a lot of gold. They go 150 going, and Sin,
Last
even
word?
more gold going. Whoopsie daisy, he goes pop.
Yeah, you can't heal when you have last word on. If you were that low, at least you just die before you heal, so unfortunate a little bit for him.
So good.
Overall, that tombstone was fed as well, so unfortunate, not just a bit for him, definitely.
Well, I was going to say, NoPango have been on point with his rotation to stop these pushes every time. Illidan going in, the Searing Chains is there, but have you got the damage to Sunray as well? But Gostic is so damn tanky. And she's either going to go life drain, whoopsie
has
daisy.
sticks sec.
Aframoosh low, going to move forward, the Ignites on him, slowing him down. He might be forced to use the egg here. The Searing Chains is there. Looking for an opportunity, he needs to be careful. The sun's about to trigger on Illidan. Oh, he's too low, he dies. They dropped the egg.
Yeah,
And now it's going to be
yeah.
turned into an omelet as well. And the bot
gone.
lane, Weaver continues to push, but it doesn't matter. You've lost 2, and guess what? Pugner's at your tier 1 alongside a troll. You're going to lose another tower.
The way Odium
Odium.
Odium,
Wink,
yeah,
wink.
Wink Wink is playing right now is really good because they're not letting them get together. They're not letting them use these big spells in an offensive manner. But they're always forcing this Phoenix first on the top lane. Now here they're forcing him back. Weaver should be fine here. Has everything, yeah. Should be fine. But they're not letting them use the call and Yag, and all they need to actually win the fight. Tombstone always gets dropped and dies. Oh!
Silence, no! Silence is still alive. They're going to rob the Weaver. They might be able to get him. He can't get the time lapse. He's dead. Silence dodging out. He should die in the end, but he'll turn around and do a lot of damage to Afromush, who needs to get the hell out of dodge. But where's your escape? It's not going to be there. The burn's going to get him low. Not quite low, but he'll finally tick out. The movement, Illidan with the kills. They'll get one of the silencer, and they'll get a second one.
Finally.
That's your recovery for Boogie.
Finally, the thing that we've been discussing, finally he comes back, the Axe is there, he has his blink, he can fight. And they didn't use all their spells, but they used the most important one, and that's the call. When you blink, when you call, you actually set up for the rest of your team to do some stuff, and they managed to kill them, which is good. They didn't kill the two most important cores, that's Naive and the Pugna, but still it's the right move. Definitely a step in the right direction.
Maybe the beginning of a recovery, and they need it desperately right now. They're 4K behind already, and Illidan in the mid lane. This time he will not fool around. He will Remnant away. He will remember that he has a Remnant back. Not falling for that trick again.
No more Remnants though on him, so he's been slowed down a lot. Like, this isn't really a perfect Ember game, to say the least, so far. It's been rough, especially as they last picked it, right? They last picked the Ember, so it's kind of strange. We're gonna see smoke though, aren't we?
Looks like it.
Looks like it.
NoPango here, they want to go on the offensive. They're not done yet. They don't have the global stance available at this moment, but they have all the tools they need otherwise to just pick off someone.
Yeah, but are they going to find anyone? That's the question.
Well, they see two people showing in two lanes. So the instinct is apparent to go bot, and that's going to be a mistake, actually, because when you look at the top, right now, it's actually where the side of Happy Guys are stacking their odds. They're like, okay, they're going to strike here, because they want to... Kazar's a good pick for someone to kill. It's like, who do you want to go for? Do you want to go for a Weaver, or do you want to go for a Phoenix?
So you have the issue when you smoke up. Basically, every team has this question. Do we smoke on the target that we see and risk that they're behind them? Or do we smoke up in a strategic way? And I believe what they're doing right now, both of these teams, they're smoking up in a strategic way. So Radiant is smoking up and going to the Dire jungle, and they're going to ward there, while Dire is doing the same, but to the Radiant jungle. And they're just going to take that area, farm it, and ward it. However, as we discussed a few times, Radiant always has an edge here because of the Rosh pit. It's so much closer. They don't really have the best Rosh killing potential here when you ward up the Dire jungle, because their heroes just aren't that strong at doing that, but still it's an edge. That's why we see a bit higher percentage for the Radiant when it comes to win rates. I hope that's why.
I mean, what other secrets are there? Well, there is the whole argument about how easy it is to gank from top to mid lane on each side, right? It's because actually, like, the Radiant offlane is a lot safer than the Dire offlane.
From the top lane, from the top side. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot harder to gank.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the Radiant mid is though much easier to gank from bottom than Dire's is, because of the trees, their position so much closer.
But you have to go deeper, and I think the kind of counter argument on mid is that it's a lot easier to respond to mid ganks now. It's a lot harder to actually like enable a kill there, unless you're something like an Earthshaker, for example. Which, if an Earthshaker is missing from a lane and you're not suddenly playing a little bit more paranoid, something's gone wrong.
Yeah, we have
Illidan. Don't worry, he's got Remnant back. He's not going to fall for this. The Root's actually holding the Tron place.
Yeah, they don't have global, so they couldn't really go for that kill, so he survives. I love the salve, by the way, even 16 minutes in, just carrying them. I honestly, after I saw the AI pick salves all the time,
You've been learning.
Man, I've stolen that trick. Like, bringing salves or just using them a lot is so good, especially if you're a support. It doesn't really have to be core.
Well, we're going to push on this tower, and this should be a freebie. There's no way that anyone on the side of NoPango is responds.
This is basically that smoke that we talked about. Just look at the Dire wards. Everything is warded in the Radiant jungle, and it's pretty much the similar case of the Dire jungle. So if you want to defend, you have to smoke. There's no other way. If you want to defend the tier 2, you have to smoke, or you're risking fighting into the enemy vision, which is never a good thing for your team.
I mean, let's talk about that NoPango vision. That's a lot of wards for a small area. That is actually...
Well, they covered mid and bottom completely, so that's really good.
But look at this. Straight away, Happy Guys just smoke up in their opponent's jungle where they know they have vision and their opponent's probably done.
Well, who can they catch? They can
There's no one
catch
showing
the Pugna.
other than the Pugna. That's the only option they have. Unless if they go towards the triangle, that might be a good move.
They're smoking behind Illidan instead, letting him take this tower. The problem is global should be up right now, and Like even if you fight, you're not really in an advantageous position. The best thing that they did, like the best info that they had though, was that Pugna on bottom lane, and because of that you're not super worried, because even if they global, you're still fighting 4 versus 5, which is kind of good for you, I think.
Well, basically looking at it right now, I think the biggest concern is this Troll is building a lead. And you can take that tier 1, that's important, but now you need to utilize it straight away. But it's, the smoke spotted by the ward. Not many wards down in that jungle from Happy Guys, but they know where they like to be.
They're just going to go into rush though.
Yep, but the problem is when you think about Happy Guys have a good way of stopping this with
They have such a good rush fighting team. However, do you have that opportunity because you're playing versus a Troll? He's going to do it so fast.
They need to be fast if they want to stop this. There you go, Swarm comes through, they'll spot this going on. But right now they're just helping the speed at which this gets done. They don't want to go.
They don't want to go. Maybe after
Nope, he decides against it. So they give over a freebie. Actually, they don't get anything in return. And Cinderin, he might be the He might be the cherry on the top of the cake.
The icing.
Yeah, he's delicious.
Yeah,
Gets eaten up.
Delicious little dead guy. Undead guy. Sorry.
Yes, we don't discriminate between the living and the dead here.
Yeah, definitely.
This is Dota 2018. We've moved beyond that.
Overall, though, I didn't really strategically. I didn't like the move from Happy Guys because after taking the advantage in the Dari jungle, we talked about this and how rush is important. They just sacked that advantage, they smoked up and went to their own jungle to farm, which is, in my opinion, that's a big strategical mistake, because if you stay on high ground in the Dari jungle and continue farming it, and send only one person to defend, like an Ember who can come back with the Remnant, you force them to go through you if they want to go to that pit. I'm not certain if they're ready to fight though, so maybe that's the reason why Cinderin pulled them back into the Radiant jungle.
Well, there's always the concern of the global silence, right?
Yeah, global is definitely a huge problem for them right now. They haven't itemized versus it, have they?
And they haven't really had the gold to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about this Ember and how he needed rules. Oh, Boogie, he's found a target here. The Dark Willow will be ran down and will have his head caved in by the beautiful axe of Axe.
The beautiful axe.
Beautiful axe of Axe.
You should be a poet, man. You put that so well.
Overall, though, oh, mid lane, Cinderin, he's gone. Goodbye.
It's just Cinderin.
It's just Cinderin
trying
and
to
a
divorce.
tier 2.
Yeah, position 5 and dying with not even 2,000 net worth. He's giving away what? 180 gold? It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but they can't let us go for free. They might have to, though. To jump in, there's a call. Boogie, he's found the Troll. Can they get him once? They might be able to. He's getting low. He needs to be careful. The BKB comes out. The global stance is moving forward. Boogie, needs to be careful. Ember held up in the air. The egg's going to go pop, but not in the way they were expecting. He just gets killed off. They'll find the stance on the back foot. Kazar, this is his fight to dominate. If it wasn't for the dust reveal and the stuns, he instantly just disappears. Not a chance to do anything more.
Yeah, that was actually so good from Naive popping that BKB. I was thinking, you usually don't pop that BKB, right? With the
Not that low.
Yeah, when you have Aegis and we were that low, you just wait for the Aegis to pop and then you use the BKB. But because he used that BKB, he managed to zone them out of that fight and also turn back and finish that tag, which is, in my opinion, a fair trade for them. Like, they get the Viewer, they get the Phoenix, they lose the Aegis, but overall, they should definitely be satisfied with the way that went.
Well, the good news actually for Happy Guys is no Aegis now available, which means NoPango will have to be a little bit more defensive. Illidan, dodges out the Terrorize with the Sleight Fist, and he'll just walk away.
Yeah,
Terrorize and cooldown.
That was just perfect timing. If he gets caught there, I believe he's actually dead, because they follow up with the last word, and they had Yules as well on Zayat, so it's very hard. And look at this Troll, man. He has everything, and the Pugna is so he has 2,000 gold in stash, and he has Whale and Etrolance. It's now he's bringing himself clarities. Everyone's learning from Dota AI, man. Everyone.
Clarities, salves, all the way through. You know,
salves,
they keep
clarities, mangoes, everything. Mangoes not as much,
so.
yeah. Mangoes not as much.
Mangoes when you're diving fountain, you need that extra regen.
Illidan?
Bot lane. Illidan, run out of health. Does use the Yules to dodge out the Cursed Crown, though. Needs to move away quick. Will do so before he gets hit out by the last word.
It's problematic for him. It's problematic. Like, this game, he has to throw everything he has just to stay alive. And then after that, it's very hard for him to do anything in these fights, because if he goes in, he can't get out.
It's kind of worrying as well, because look at Naive right now, up to 13k net worth. He's just, this lead is extending.
Yeah, that's one tanky Troll, man. Once he gets that Satanic finished, he's just gonna go on high ground and hit your buildings and he won't even care. It's gonna be difficult. And look at December. What does he have? He's zoned out by this big bully ogre, man. Like,
with the Hooded Defiance. He
Yeah.
doesn't even care about the magic damage. They got something here stand one, but the call coming in. Global Silence is there. Pug gonna take a lot of damage. Gonna get him loved. The Crepify is gonna look to move away to Terrorize. Will scare off the axe before he can complete the TP. Life Drain will get him down to half HP. They might be able to move forward for this. Curse Crown hit onto the creep by mistake though into the bot lane. No bash love for Naive. Trying to move away. One Remnant needs to keep going. He can't. He gets cut off and killed.
Did he Remnant back in again?
He didn't have a Remnant laying back this time. He thought he was safe there while his team was pressuring high ground. He was wrong. Brilliantly done by NoPango. They send minimum resources back to push
That was so
their
well
opponents
played.
off the high ground.
Oh, but
Oh, jumping in, mistakes made. Goodbye, Zayats.
all right. So Happy Guys, they actually did that so well. They, as you said, they sent minimal resources to defend, and because of that, Happy Guys realized, wait, we don't have to go back. Let's just continue pushing, which paid off a little bit. They did get the Dark Willow at least right now.
Yeah, they're going to lose their tier 2, and they're not really doing much damage to that tier 3. So definitely NoPango made the right choice. So what, you lose the Willow. You don't care that much.
Yeah,
That's
you
your-
don't,
that's
definitely. It's
possible.
a support. It's a position for Dark Willow. It's not the end of the world, definitely. And look at this Naive. Only 1,000 gold away. Not even 1,000 gold away. He's going to have that satanic.
And at that point, how do you deal with him? Maybe you're going for a call, but you're going to have to get enough spins and have enough damage. And right now, we said the Ember is lacking damage. So it's all on the Weaver, who, at this point, is he really packing enough?
Is he packing enough? I don't think he is.
Is he packing at all at this point?
Maybe if they prolong these fights. You have your Phoenix level 12. You have the Weaver almost 18, so he won't. I mean, it's not really the biggest issue. The thing is, the Phoenix level 12 is huge because he gets that level 12 egg, and he can position it a little bit more aggressively. A little bit, because like level 1 egg is awful, but the level 2 egg is definitely great. But in this game, you're playing versus Troll and Bloodlust. It's even with that level 2 egg, he's gonna have to still be very careful with the way he.
It feels like you
places
have
it.
to go risky. You have to basically drop the egg and then drop a call afterwards to buy enough time for the egg to go pop.
You have to, but at the same time, as soon as the egg goes down, you're gonna have global versus it, which is maybe you somehow find the silencer with the axe. And look at him, Boogie is actually pretty well farmed. He's positioned well, but he didn't see the Pugna or the Dark Willow. He might be caught here.
Can they have enough damage though? He's got the blade mail as well. It's a little bit scary. Terrorize going to be there. Global Silence just trying to deal with this axe. He's going to run away. He dodges all the Bramble Mazes on the escape. The life drain will not kill off Boogie getting low. He'll finally go pop his axe. He's expending everything. The egg does get dropped, but no. Battle Trance straight away. They're making omelet once more. And Side on the side just cutting them out. Decrepify to keep him alive. Kazar chasing through wants his kill so damn badly. He might be able to find the call's going to
Axe
come
is
out.
back.
Good control. They'll find it. Axe is back indeed. This stun's coming out. No, Natus says, fine, I'll fight you. I've got lifesteal this time around. Side on the back foot does go down, but Illidan next to fall. He did get a double kill before go, but Kazar rooted up. He has no escape. It will be a team wipe, and all they get for their troubles is one kill into a measly Pugna and a boss 5 Sansa that's already blown off his ult.
I mean, that's a dieback on Axe as well. And that's the guy we talked about, that he needs to bring the pain, that he needs to carry his team. He needs to make these good calls, like blink call onto very important targets. After that tag, though, that tag came and just disappeared. They aren't using their spells in the right order, and because of that, the Phoenix is suffering the most. But it's all because of this insane silencer. This pick has been so valuable because it does not allow them to set up the team fight the way they want to. Look at this troll. Bye-bye tower.
And do you know what that egg was? That was the, I'm driving along at 60 miles an hour. I turn my head and see the car too late and crash. Right?
Yep.
He did not see the troll sneaking in. By the time he realized he was there, troll went, it was for half a second, he went, why is that egg? Screw it, Battle Trance, let's go. Hit him up, boys. And he's just gone in a flash.
And that bloodlusted ogre as well, plus the Battle Trance, man. That tag became scrambled in a matter of seconds.
He's drumming to his own beat, and that's the worry. Look at the dip after that fight. A huge network swing, and it's just building more and more.
10,000, yeah. It's
and the
hard.
worries, you think of these, you look at Happy Guys here as like, who's good late game? Who's really good late game? It's just Ember, right? Weaver starts to curb off the later this goes.
Definitely.
And your Axe, you know, he's good for a call, but...
Oh, Axe, like, let's give them some hope at least.
Okay, yeah, the talents make him relevant late game, thanks to that change.
Oh,
Illidan,
Jules.
being bold here, Yulesing up, got a stick, doesn't get a chance to stun
I
though.
was thinking-
He's not trying that, he heard the terrorize, he's not messing.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe they'll try with the Terrorize after the Yules. He decided not to. It's kind of hard because he just
very
runs
hard,
away
yeah.
instantly, so it's almost impossible, right? So overall, Ghosty gonna heal up. Look at that.
Look at the Pugna! 16.1k damage. This man came to party, not with towers this time around, but with heroes.
Yeah, he's gonna buy the Aeon Disc, and why did that so valuable is because of the Axe. Axe is not going to be able to jump the Pugna anymore. And if he jumps the troll, you have the Pugna to just decrepify him. And because of that, you're not going to be able to kill anyone in that call. Like, they have these answers to everything Synderen has drafted. I love this draft so much. Who drafted this?
Oh.
Let me give him an MVP, right?
Good old Zayats and, well, good old DDs. They found another one. This troll is going to mash his way through Rose so fast. There won't even be time to think of a response for Happy Guys. They've been pushing on the high ground, but not much damage done. This was the biggest issue of their draft. Terrorize coming out. Kazar force uses BKB and TP, and that's a big loss for him.
That's a huge loss because you know what? Without that BKB, he can't really fight. And if they force the mid fight right now, which they might go mid, you're gonna have a viewer without the BKB fighting.
They're already moving. They read you. They hear you, Coach Liz. They're on their way to the mid lane to deliver a package of troll to the front door. From
Package of nether blasts and troll with Aegis hitting your tower.
And the multicast coming out. Everyone needs a little bit of attack speed. Of course, the DD did run out, so there's that. That's a consolation prize right now. The siege begins. Naive starts to straight off with battle trance. He's like, I have no intention of hitting heroes, just buildings.
He's still kind of squishy.
Oh, cool comes out. They might have enough damage in. They need to be careful though. Global Stance is available. Hasn't been popped yet, which is suspicious to them. BKB's coming out. There's the lifesteal. They'll kill off the Axe. He's gone for 50. Going deep, and Naive, he wants this. He'll find the kill down as well. Synderen is down. Double kill already. Turns around. The stuns are good. The Terror. No, the control. They get him. Weaver down for 75 seconds. He hasn't had buyback either. And Ember, he has no choice but to dive in here. He needs some assistance. The egg gets dropped. He'll buy a few seconds, but not enough. Ultra kill. Naive says, give me the rampage. Where is it? There it is. He spills blood. He wants a double rampage, trying to move forward, but no. The Aegis gets popped. They might have a chance to hold it. Ember had to buy back. He's almost dead. The life drain just out of range. Sylar can't get the kill, needs to retreat. Eats the cheese on the way out. But Naive, he says, why are we leaving? We still outnumber them. Hit the buildings and go to base.
Just get the axes. Why not? Like, you're so tanky. Like, look at that.
Fire spirits. They don't care. They don't give a damn about this. There's some rate on cooldown. Where is your damage to get through them? You don't have a spirit vessel in your team. You've got
Satanic
nothing.
is back up again, and he's just gonna heal up and take the tower, take the axes completely. And no, you just go back. You forced all the buybacks. Just chill out, go back. But this team fight, man, a perfect example of the whole game, right? This whole game can be summarized in that one team fight. You blink on the troll, he gets decrepified, you don't do anything to him, the Pugna saves him, you try to use the egg, but there's a global, you blink in with tax, but there's a global, you can't follow up properly, but because you don't have items, right?
I mean, when you were sitting there and you're dragging the troll on your base, and you're like, they're going to global silence any second now, and they just don't. And speaking of Silencer, he's maybe in trouble. No, the stun's coming out. They might get the last one.
Is
no,
he in trouble?
Is he? He makes a mistake and he pays the price. He came here for split push and left in a coffin.
That's an Aghanims on Ghostic. That right there was definitely an Aghanims.
It's a very, very scary ogre at this point. 12k net worth. He is feeling rich.
You don't mess with the Eterlands Aghanims ogre, man. You run away from that. You see this? You see the Ghostic? You don't go close to him.
you see the ogre? You leave the ogre.
You leave the ogre alone. Don't wake up the ogre. Come on, man.
Get out of his goddamn swamp and don't come back.
Don't mess with the ogre. Plus 40
Look
strength
at that
talent.
GPM, this troll. He is filthy rich. He is just, you know what he does? Each morning he fills up a tub full of dollar bills and he just rolls around in it. like money, you know, the duck? What's his name?
I don't know, but
the Disney one. The what's Scrooge or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, let's
jump in. They're going to drop the egg. This might be the one they're looking for. The Global Stance goes out with Naive. He says, Baltras, let's go! More eggs for me, please. And they've already lost the axe, and it looks like they've lost the game. How do they hold? Kazar gets stunned up. The Yule's going to come out, moving across right now. They don't use the Terrorize. The BKB comes out. Kazar trying to move away will be fine, but barely. And he just has to back up and watch another lane fall. They have still got a tier 2 stand on top, but the pings come out already. NoPango is saying, we're not wasting any more time. Go for the finish. We do not need to stop. Yeah. And this is looking decisive. And
what's stopping them? I mean, how do you...
The tombstone, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Naive, yeah, it could take a few seconds to deal with that.
Do it.
Keep it alive, Sind. Oh, Naive gave up. He went back to the towers. And there we go, battle chance, they'll finish it off. They haven't GG'd out. Ember is alive right now. The Terrorize is going to be there. Sin stunned up, needs to go to work, but what's your plan? They use the glyph, trying to move in. He needs to go deep here. He has no choice, but he actually remnants back the base. I'm not sure if it was right this time. Compared to the last comparisons, I think he meant to do that this time around. But they're so tanky. They don't care.
They're actually repelling them. The
They
troll has to move back.
Yeah, Troll's a little bit scared. Ghostic, he might be left alone here. Yep, goes to the stun. He says, take me with you, Sind. I don't want to die alone, but he'll have to. They hold, but barely.
Yeah, they hold, which is actually alright. But the thing is, NoPango, they had no other options. The tier 2 on top still stands, and because of that, they had to go for the throne. Maybe they could have done it a bit faster if they weren't messing with Synderen's tomb. But overall, they're still. I mean, this is.
It's looking grim.
Yeah,
like
it's
that
definitely grim.
That was basically if Ember makes one slight wrong move, the game is done, and that's why we're calling it. We're like, well, it doesn't feel premature to say that. Like they're on the back foot right now. Happy guys, they need an opening, and NoPango, they can just stack hard. They don't have to care.
NoPango, there is still one opening for Happy Guys. The BKB on Troll is getting lower, and they are building items that work versus Global Silence. So basically what they're hoping for right now is, all right, you've been messing with us the whole game with that bloody Global. We haven't been able to put a real fight because of it. Yeah, that's a problem in our draft, and we understand that. But now we have this BKB on Weaver, we have some other items, and maybe we can fight through that Global. Perhaps they're gonna. I mean, they are so far. Yeah, they are
so far away from BKB.
They're I mean, Phoenix, he has the Yules. The Axe is going to jump in after, but
the problem with
still
Yules
hard.
is like a way of getting rid of the silences. That's an extra 2 seconds.
Exactly. We talked about this, right? Not so long ago. The Yules is great, but if you're in a team fight and you pop that Yules, the fight is already very different than 2 seconds ago.
Look at this deep positioning.
So
Kazar's here. Needs to be careful on the move out. Zayas gets hit by the Searing Chain. Does blow the Terrorize for nothing.
Look at that Naive with the Blink Dagger just charging
so
forwards.
scary.
Onwards, man.
He's hunting. They might find someone here. They see the Phoenix. They're moving. The bash comes out and he's gone. Do not mess with a Troll that's picked up his level 20 talent. It's scary with that extra damage.
Yeah, that damage and the Blink Dagger just jumps.
This is Boogie's only move. He knows it's worth, like, okay, TP, that'll do the damage.
This has been his only move the whole game, let's be real. I mean,
that is how he done his lane. That's how he partied.
Yeah, the lane at least, the lane. I'm not flaming him. He had some good calls, sadly enough for him.
Okay, you have no Phoenix for 20 seconds. You have no buyback on the Phoenix. Yules comes out, Bedlam moving forward, a lot of damage done to the Axe, not enough. Life drain to force Syndra away. Global Silence is there, and Axe is gone bye-bye. Buyback instantly. BKB on the Weaver to try and do enough damage. Slayer still standing, he's not even feeling it right now. And Troll, he goes deep, he wants to bash on the Boogie, there it is. That's the only one he needs. Now going to work, he'll mince right through it. One more, he'll do it, he'll turn around Syndra as well, it's gone. Triple kill for Naive, and with that, they knock on the throne. Goodbye, Happy Guys.
Goodbye? It's just one game.
Just one game.
Just one game.
But
relax.
They are in the low bracket now. So
yeah, they have been transferred. They have been sent to the lower bracket. But overall, I mean, this was a rough draft for them. I think that Silencer was just a hero that messed with their ability to teamfight so well. Like that last teamfight on their high ground, not the last one, when they took mid-Raxes, right? It was the story of the whole game. You can't do anything because of that global. And if you even call the Troll, like Axe versus Troll is squishy and he hits fast. And because of that, Axe can spin a lot. And that makes him really good versus him with the Blade Mill. However, in this game, there's a Pugna. You jump on the Troll, he decrepifies him, you try to kill him with your magic spells, you don't, he pops Satanic and you're done.
That's the thing, you get to the point where you got lifesteal, you don't really care about the Axe anymore. Like, okay, I hit hard enough to tank this. On top of that, it just felt like, I think the biggest thing we highlighted quite early on is that you saw the Phoenix and Axe get picked up, right? And like straight away, we're like, okay, fair enough. Then we get to the end of the draft and we see what Boogie's doing. We go, all right, this is smart. He can do it in this game, but what the hell's your Phoenix doing?
Yeah, that was such a problem. That was such an issue for them. That Phoenix even fed the first blood because he took the spirits to contest the bounty fight, and then with those spirits he tried to contest the Troll, because while Axe is doing his Axe things, just pulling waves, what Phoenix tried to do is he tried to use the fire spirits in a way of stopping Troll from getting full free farm, right? But it doesn't work. There's a Silencer there. Silencer is one of the best heroes versus, if not the best hero versus Phoenix on the lane. Last word, you can't dive out. Arcane's Curse, you just stick out because you are strength, but you're very squishy, so...
And it just got to the point where it looked like Aframush was desperately looking for relevance. He came to the mid lane and made things worse. You know, he goes back and forth.
They said that about me as a player my whole career. All right, anyway.
I think
yeah, he was really trying hard to find a place on the map where he belongs. He tried mid. He tried offlane first. He fed the first blood. He tried mid. He died to the Pugna. He didn't try bottom, did he? Maybe he should have went bottom.
Maybe that would have changed things, going to the lane that was already kind of winning. I think that it would be fair to say Happy Guys was only winning that Axe lane, and it was too much pressure in the end. But with that, you know, they go down the lower bracket. They've still got a shot at this. Okay, Liz, we give a second shot. It's going to be another best of one. But we aren't going to get onto that action today. No, next up we're going to have the upper bracket, which of course is going to be between NoPango and the winners we saw earlier today. Do you remember who they were, Liz?
No.
No. A lot of random names here. I believe it was Team Spirit.
Random name. Random name. Team Spirit.
I'm trying to cover you. You forgot it.
I'm kidding, man. Of course I remember that.
Of course you can't
FNG
forget
Undying,
Team Spirit.
The FNG Undying feeding the stacks. I'm done, man. Of course I remember that.
Well, you know, we just saw one team lose with Undying. We've seen one team win. We'll go to a break and we'll see which one can do it or if they even want the Undying at all.